Hey, my name is Jade. I'm doing this video because there are a few things that I think... What you doing, baby? Come here. Come here. My dog Blue is here. He's very sleepy. I kind of woke him up. Didn't mean to. There are a few things that I couldn't really find about my college when I was transferring. I transferred from a community college in Maryland called CSM, and when I was transferring, I knew a little bit about Pratt, but not enough, I think, especially because I attend their upstate campus in Utica, New York, and it's pretty small. There aren't a lot of students. There's usually about 200 students. I think that was the general number that everyone was kind of like rolling with. Yeah, let's get on with the tips, I guess. Tip number one, I think communication with your roommates prior to coming to campus is really important. I had 3 roommates. I lived in the dorm's Hart, the building named Hart. Dorm building? Hart? Whatever. I lived in the dorm building named Hart. I had 3 roommates. There's four people to a suite, and it's really important and like critical that you communicate with your roommates about like appliances that you might be bringing, maybe like make a chore schedule ahead of time, kind of set boundaries and things like that, because I had a few roommates that were just a little messy, on the messier side. When we first got there, things were really easy to, I guess, manipulate and handle. We would clean pretty often, and well, when I say we, me and another roommate would clean pretty often, but it became to the point where there was just a lot of butting heads about who would clean what and who made what mess. At the end of the day, you kind of have to just take responsibility for your actions, clean up after yourself as you go, and you won't have to deal with any weirdness between you and your roommates. Yeah, so communication is really important when you're moving in with people that you've never met before, and for a lot of people, this is like their first time living away from home without their parents. Utica is very small, so you kind of get cabin fever, but make sure that you're friendly with the people around you and that you socialize with other students on campus as well, not just your roommates. Number 2, don't bring too many items from home. I personally can attest to this because I brought like half my room, not even intentionally. When I got on campus, I had a car, and I was using my car as kind of like extra storage for like shoes, books that I was currently reading at the time, but I lost my car in an accident, so that storage kind of had to go somewhere else, which was the dorm room. One of my roommates actually ended up transferring, well, not transferring, but she left. She transferred. She ended up transferring, and we had extra space in the room, which you're actually supposed to leave the drawers empty just in case someone else on campus might need to transfer into your room, or maybe a new student comes and they need like a quick, move-in ready situation. Thankfully, we didn't have that issue. We were using the drawers for ourselves and kind of like any extra things that we might have had that we didn't want to have in the living room or didn't have a place anywhere else. As far as it being a freshman dorm, they're pretty generous at MWP with like the amount of space that they give you. So it's really like easy if you don't bring too many things to have a very nice like organized space. If you are the type that's kind of like, I need things to be like this and like whatever. Number 3, and I think this one is really important, is having extra money for, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So having extra money for supplies, because you will get a freshman kit, and depending on your major, it will last you for the entire year. Mine did, except I had to get 2 new like drawing pads, because drawing, you will probably, depending on the professor you have, you'll be doing a lot of it. So those pads are between like 20 and 60 bucks maybe at the school store. You could probably get cheaper ones, coupons and stuff at Michael's and like AC Moore and stuff like that. There is a Michael's in the area, and our shuttle on the weekends takes you to the stores and things like that if you don't have a car. But I think it only comes on Saturdays. Having extra money for field trips. They do field trips sometimes that are like a $10, $20 fee. And city visits. They go into New York City for like museums or whatever excursion you might want to do. They do that like once a year, twice a year, something like that. Maybe even more than that. I actually couldn't even give you an accurate number. Also, food in your dorm and water in your dorm. If you are someone that eats a specific kind of way, I won't say that the cafeteria food is awful, but there's definitely been days where I would not eat because I am pescatarian. Have a specific diet, and you can request foods. I don't really know how long they take to like see your requests and like actually take them and cook the food, but they're they're pretty good with, if you like communicate with them what you need or what you want, they'll do it. You just have to like speak up. You have to say like, oh, this is what I eat, this is what I need, can you make this? Now if they're gonna make it good the way your mom makes it or your dad makes it, I can't even tell you. But I just know that having snacks is a really good thing to do, because the caf is only open at certain times. It's not like most campuses where they have like fast food restaurants and things like that in the building. It is catered. Bon Appetit caters it, and there are some really cool chefs in there. They're really nice, and like I said, if you just speak up and you ask for the things that you want, you shall receive. Like I don't even know why I made that voice. Yeah, and back to water. Having water is really important. Again, the cafes are not open all the time. If you buy a water filter for your sink, that's also really smart. I had some friends last year that they had a water filter on their like sink faucet, and they were set. And we were set because I would be drinking their water. But at first I was buying cases of water to have in the dorm, but you know, money is tight when you're in school, and unless you're coming from a very well-off family, it's a struggle. It really is a struggle. Being in art school in general is a struggle. Make sure that you have extra money for supplies, activities, things that you might want. There's merchandise that you can buy in the school store, like clothes, keychains, just little things that you might need that you didn't think of when you were school shopping. Another important thing to have or to do is to get out and talk to your peers. Join clubs, go to all the events, be a part of organizations that you're interested in, or even just saying hi to people on campus. It's a small campus. You're bound to see someone that you don't know at least 30 times, maybe more than that. You'll definitely recognize people's faces even if you don't talk to them. That's how small the campus is. Get out and socialize and just be a social butterfly and be a beautiful artist. Connect with your peers. I'm a photo major, so I personally try to do my best to talk to my fellow photo babies. Last semester I started a group chat because our photo teacher at the time, Rita, is leaving, or is gone at this point, and it broke my heart. So I was like, okay, no, this needs to be more close-knit, like we're a family. We are artists who will be like having to, you know, be competitive for those good jobs and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, art is about community, and it's about just networking and meeting people and knowing people. So make sure you socialize. Don't stay in your dorm too much. I know like the anxiety you can have from, you know, moving away from home, and if it is your first time living on your own, you just need to find like your tribe, so to speak. This is still number 5. I did split it in 2 because I think it's important to like note this, because I know a lot of people that did struggle this past year. Stay on top of your work. The requirements, when you think about it in hindsight, are not that strenuous. It's just the time and the effort that you have to put in that it's really self-driven. The entire way that PRATTMWP is set up, you have to be self-driven. You have to put aside your personal issues sometimes, which isn't healthy. There is a counselor on campus that you can talk to, or just friends that you can talk to if the counselors and student life isn't really helping for you. I know when I first started, I was going through something very personal, and it was like I was borderline ready to give up. I didn't give up. I ended up having to retake a course, but you know, my grades are fine now, and I'm actually looking forward to going into next semester. But just stay on top of your work, have fun, do all the things that you want to do, but also remember that you're here to grow as an artist and find your path. And I think that's really important. Pratt it has a lot of faults. It's not perfect. I don't think any school is perfect, but I think if we all just kind of connected more and had more conversations about each other and like the world around us, it might be a little bit easier to find our place in the world, or our place on campus. Maybe not in the world. That's actually a bigger, crazier, we don't want to go there right now type situation. If there's anything else that you might have questions about as far as like dormitories or items that you feel like you aren't sure if you need or not, I know you can visit Pratt's website. They have like a list of all the things that you can and can't bring in your dorm. They do room checks all the time, so not all the time, but like every few weeks or so they'll do them. The RAs will come around, and someone from student life will come around, and they'll just do quick little checks to make sure that you don't have things that you aren't supposed to have. Like I know there are a lot of things you can't put on the wall. And if you do put things on the wall, use like painter's tape, or you know, the little removable velcros. Those are usually the best option, but make sure you put them on right. I will do another room tour when I get back on campus. I still live in the same building, but it's just me and an RA, and it's gonna be cute. So again, if you have questions or anything, follow me on Instagram at JadeTheSage.